You'll never see me coming. Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 stars Tony Stark, Gwyneth Paltrow, Ben Kingsley, Guy Pearce, and is directed by Shane Black. And Iron Man 3, everyone was expecting it to be darker, and it's the opening to Phase 2 of Marvel and the summer season of 2013, and I can safely say that it succeeds at least opening, Phase 2 and the summer of 2013. I do have some gripes with the movie, but I'm going to just tell you right off the bat, it's good. You will be satisfied going to the theater. For those of you that want that fun, Avenger-y, slightly fanboy kind of fun, you do get that. You do get that a lot. But for those people that were looking for a more serious film, this film really pushes Tony Stark to the limit. It pushes him right against the wall, and they really, he loses a lot in the beginning of the movie itself. You've seen in the trailer when his house is blown up, and it's really powerful in that sense, and that was what really made me happy about the film, because I wanted to see Tony break and come back. Like, if you've seen The Dark Knight Rises, Bruce Wayne is broken and how he returns, it's kind of like that, because you finally get to tell the difference between Tony Stark and Iron Man, and they explore both Tony Stark as a character and Iron Man as a character, which is very, very good, and a big plus point to the film. The visual effects are great, the sound and everything, the technical aspect is great, the music is good, of course, and the dialogue is actually pretty witty. Yes, that rhymes, and I just thought that, it's very Shane Black dialogue, and it works well for the film, because if you take a look at Quentin Tarantino's dialogue, that kind of dialogue works well in his movies, even though it seems rather outlandish at times. It does work in this case. Some of the negatives of the movie, there are two big negatives that I have about the movie. The first is, there were a few tweaks. They could have easily cut out some of the cheesy dialogue. There are some cheesy moments to the film. There's something towards the end, but I'm not going to tell you about that. This is spoiler free. And my main gripe about the movie is that they completely mismarketed the Mandarin. The way the Mandarin starts out great, but what they do with the Mandarin character was I really did not buy that. I did not like it at all. That was the major gripe that I had with the film, the Mandarin character. You'll have to watch and see, but what they do with the character through the course of the movie does not work, at least for me. The film, the opening itself is really, the word is intelligent, because there are various intelligent moments, and of course there are extremely cheesy moments, but there are a lot of funny moments. I think the film succeeds at being funny, of course. And, Don Cheadle, I forgot to mention him earlier, he plays a pretty big role in the movie, actually. And so, all in all, the experience in the theater is good. I saw it in 3D. The 3D was not bad. There are a lot of characters. Happy Hogan's in the movie, and there will be a lot of throwbacks to the earlier films, because this is technically the conclusion of a trilogy, and in that sense, Iron Man does strive, and it's certainly a satisfying movie, because there are moments in the film where I'm on the fence. There will be moments in the film where people will be on the fence as to, I'm loving the movie, but if they hadn't done that, I would have loved it. Now, they're just tiny little things that are unnecessary in the film. There are a couple of things you could have probably cut out a minute or two of the film. Some jokes, some lines, some things in the story, some cliche moments that I think if were removed from the film would have been perfect and maybe even better than the Avengers, but I'm going to tell you it's not. I'm going to rank the films, alright? I think it's not as good as the Avengers. It's miles ahead of Iron Man 2, and probably just as good, if not better, than Iron Man, because I just got back from the theater and I need to absorb this. It's not easy. For some people, they go in, they have the popcorn, they're like, it's amazing. For me, viewing it as a character arc of a story, the film is called Iron Man, and it follows the story of course, Iron Man, and his character is explored so well, so powerfully, and the ending of the film is brilliant. I thought that the first Iron Man film had the most amazing ending to any comic book film I'd ever seen, but I think the way Iron Man 3 ends is just as satisfying because it leaves you open to, okay, what's gonna happen next? You want to be there. You want to find out. Also, the after credit sequence, I'm not gonna spoil it, but on a scale of Thanos to shawarma, if you get what I'm saying, it's more on the side of shawarma. It's not much of a link to other films, but Iron Man, 8.5 out of 10. Anyways, guys, Mr. Film Jack, comment below, let me know what you think. Make sure to subscribe, like, expect more, and stay tuned.